Okay, so now I'm with Fearghal Kearney, who's the VP for the EMEA region of Circulor. Hello Fearghal, welcome back.
Great to be here, thank you.
We last met at the battery recycling conference last September. Would you like to tell us what Circulor does for the electronics recycling business?
Well, similar to the battery recycling business, Circulor is a traceability as a service platform, so it can work across different industries, so we're not caught into just batteries per se. But when we looked at the batteries, it's because of automotive, which drove us there initially. Our main commercial cases were automotive tracing around battery metals like cobalt, nickel, manganese, from the mine to manufacture. But then because of EU battery regulations, we started to look at the next life or the second life or reuse and recycling capabilities. And what we're finding is that OEMs, manufacturers and battery pack makers are looking for the provenance, traceability and carbon footprint of metals coming back into the supply chain. The natural extension of that brings you into electronics, because consumer electronics and electronics in general have a lot of, in smaller quantities, they have a lot of metals that you come across in automotive and aerospace. So that was a natural progression for us, and we've been building up our capability in recycling and around the messaging around that framework globally, between here, Singapore and Asia Pac, and obviously in the US.
So you say one of the drivers for this business is regulation. What do you see as the other drivers?
Money. In bottom line is money. So, what's happening out there, apart from, take aside regulation for a second, companies, particularly publicly quoted companies, are now, more demands are being put by the money markets. So if you're going to make claims around sustainability, provenance of your materials coming into your supply chains, if you can't stand over those or prove them, therefore you're going to get into trouble. You'll find trouble getting funding. Regulators are ramping up their threats around potential fines for making false claims around sustainability. Carbon taxes which are coming. So at the end of the day it's driven by the almighty money, dollar.
And what sort of companies are you looking to meet here at the Electronics Recycling Conference?
Pretty much everybody across the full gamut of electronic recycling. So the recyclers themselves, you have some metals and mining traders, commodity traders, the end off-takers, so the whole ecosphere, if you like, around recycling, because at the end of the day for us it's a circular economy play. Every one of these guys ideally would like to have them on a circular platform, because traceability only works when every participant is present. So you close the full loop in terms of traceability.
So how do you see the potential for Circulor?
We see huge potential. So we've been run ragged trying to get to everybody that wants to talk to us in the last few months. COVID doesn't help, obviously. These events are great because it gets a lot of people in the same room we can talk to the same day. But the potential we find is enormous. And it's not just EU and regulation driven. Globally, more is expected from suppliers in terms of proof of origin. Is there any materials coming out of conflict zones? What are the labour laws or how to treat their labour, in just the performance in general.
So meeting face to face is important in your business?
Absolutely. It's the only way to do business.
Okay, well we wish you lots of good contacts at IERC.
Great. Thanks for having me.